Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Best News Ever podcast. We took the day off last week, and this all feels so new to me. My name is Sam O.
And my name's Camille Cruz. Hello,
Hi,
sis Sam. I
sis
missed you.
Cammille. I missed you too. I So we were not around last week because I had to get a procedure. I had my wisdom tooth extracted. So there goes my wisdom. And Tina, who is also not in today because she has a wedding to go to, she was away. She was out of the country. So
Mm.
she's back, but she has an event that she has to go to. But yes, I'm so happy to be back. How are you, Sis Camille?
I'm good, and we miss you, sis Tina. When
Yes,
will we be complete again? Maybe next week, no? Yeah, I'm
for
good. I'm
sure.
good. Yes, I'm good, sis Sam. I can't even remember what I did last Saturday. Yeah, I can't remember. Where was I last
It's
Saturday?
all a blur. It's
And
all a
how are you?
blur.
How's your procedure?
Look, I mean, I was very swollen after the procedure, obviously, but it's been a little over a week now and things are healing well. So thank God. But my gosh, what an ordeal. Have you had that experience? Did you have to pull out a wisdom tooth already?
You know what? I have a secret to say. I don't think
What?
I even have wisdom tooth.
No.
I can't relate. No, seriously. My sister, she had her tooth extracted because it got so
Mm.
painful. I was like, okay, did I even have a wisdom tooth?
No, but you know what, Sis Camille, they say na if you don't get your wisdom teeth or like if they don't di ba usually it tries to come out and it's painful, ganyan ganyan. Sometimes it just never makes its way out. So when it doesn't now, you're actually more highly evolved. Because di ba as human beings, yung evolution, parang if we don't use something, then eventually it's gonna be like it's gonna fade out from the species. You know what I mean? So, like wisdom teeth kasi they really don't serve a purpose or a function. And so if you don't get it, then apparently you're highly evolved. I hope that makes you feel better about your wisdom teeth. And I think she is frozen. Yes, these things happen. We are a live show. If you're joining us, welcome. Again, I see that we have viewers who are joining us, people who are commenting. Please, we invite you to leave your comments. Please like and share, of course. We are actually going to try something new today. We are done talking about what Zion Christian Mission Center is. We've talked many times about the kind of classes that we offer, why we think it's important to study the Bible, how we go about it, all that stuff about Zion Christian Mission Center. And so today, we thought we could try something new. This life of faith is not easy. It comes with struggles. Of course, there's a lot of joy and a lot of positive things about it. I mean, really, more than anything, it's an amazing thing to be in the faith and have this relationship with God and all that stuff. But yes, it does come with its fair share of challenges as well. And so we thought that we could make the Best News Ever podcast a place where you can bring those things because we're all human and we're all trying our best and we can encourage one another in doing that and we can talk through some of these difficulties that we are experiencing. I see the side of Sis Camille's face. I would
I'm
like to
so
see
sorry.
all of it.
There we go. I'm so sorry. I
No,
can
it's okay. It's okay.
I can find
I
myself.
still have only like half of you in the frame. There you are.
There, okay, I'm
Welcome
back.
back.
I
Welcome
think this is really
back.
something new that we're trying.
And
I
it happens. We're on live, and so this is part of the playing field here. Okay, so Sis Camille, I told them that we want to kind of turn over a new leaf on the podcast and try something new. But before we get to that, you know how we like to start with like because we do this on a Saturday, we kind of want to look back in the week that was and share like what was the highlight of your week.
Right. It wasn't actually the last week.
Mm.
It was 2 weeks ago. We kind of had this team building. So the
Mm.
team and some of family members went to Boracay, and we had
Oh my gosh, that's right. You went
yes,
to Boracay.
we did. And
How was it?
it was a good bonding activity because the school had been running for 5 years, and
Mm.
it's just amazing how God had really been faithful. Because the name itself, it's God. So it's really a celebration of God's faithfulness, not just in the school, but in everyone's lives. And one of them, the three of us are actually already learning here in Zion Christian Mission Center.
Oh,
So it's really
nice.
a delight that everyone's doing things, not just to do them, but to honor God as well. So that's the highlight of my 2 weeks, I would say. How about you?
Man,
Aside from the
Boracay,
wisdom tooth.
which was not a highlight really. Boracay is hard to beat. I mean, we have listeners who tune into this from outside of the country, and I think anyone outside of the Philippines, when they think of the Philippines, Boracay is probably one of the first places that come to mind for them. And oh my gosh, it is absolutely beautiful. But yes, after your Boracay highlight, I'm gonna say that my highlight this week was durian. Do you like
Oh,
durian?
ah, next question.
It's okay not to. No, it's okay not to. I know that it's an acquired taste. It's very polarizing. People act, they either hate it or love it. I love it. You don't
What?
like it.
Not to
You don't like.
judge, Sam. Not to
No,
judge.
it's okay. It's okay. No, really. No offense taken. None.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the first time you tried durian?
No, I have loved durian for some time now, and I was talking about this on the radio because I was, talking about food that maybe I can have while I was recovering from the procedure. And durian is like creamy, it's soft, and I love the fruit. So I was talking about it on the radio. I host a radio show on Magic 89.9. We do the morning show there. It's called Good Times. And, one of the perks of being on radio is like when you talk about things like this, people will send you stuff. So I didn't do it on purpose. Okay. But somebody, shout out to Durian Garden Polomolok. So this is a
Oh,
place in South Cotabato. So we're talking local durian, and my gosh, we have some amazing durian in this country, and they ship to Manila.
wow.
So yeah, they sent me some durian, and I was just like in durian heaven. And really, it's okay if you don't like it because for someone who loves it, I'm just like, hey, great, more for me, more for me.
You can have my share.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
thank you, Durian Garden Polomolok. And if you guys want just delicious local durian delivered to your doorstep, please look for them on Instagram.
Now I know where to
Okay.
get. My mom loves durian. Okay.
Oh, she does.
She
Oh my
does,
gosh,
she does. She does.
I will send her some. Okay, okay. Great, great. All right. So na-intro ko na, Sis Camille, that we want to start engaging more people in the faith by, hey, openly talking about yes, this faith life is amazing and we love living this faith life, but there are challenges and you know what? We are supposed to help each other out and encourage one another and look to the word because there's so
Mm.
much wisdom and comfort and strength that we can take from the word. Diba?
Yes. And these are the things that are inevitable in our life. Like whether you're in the word or you're not in the word, you're going to be experiencing all of those. And we're not like downsizing or we're not minimizing the things that the world can give, like the wisdom of the world or world rather, or the mindset. But like what you said, there's a lot of wisdom in the word and strength that we could draw from the word, which is because it's God.
Yeah.
So
And you're right. I mean, you're right because it doesn't necessarily mean that just because you're not in the faith, you can't draw something from the Bible. I mean, really, before, excuse me, before I studied Bible with Zion Christian Mission Center, I didn't even realize that there were so many references, biblical references na pala, just in the secular setting,
hmm,
right? But it just, connects a lot more when you look into the Bible. And then, of course, if you're in the faith, then, it applies to you fully. But you're right. That's a good point.
hmm.
So, I thought maybe we can start by reading a letter that we got through our email. Our email address is bestnewseverpodcast@gmail.com. So if you would like to send in a story, a problem, a question, whatever that you would like for us to discuss on the show, you can get in touch with us through this email. Are you ready, Sis Camille?
Yes, and speaking of, it could be anonymous, right? They don't even
Oo
have
naman.
to. Yes, so because some maybe are quite sensitive topics, or maybe they just want to get known or hide themselves or keep themselves anonymous. So yes, I'm so ready, si Sam.
Okay, all right.
Here,
So today's What?
Dear.
Plastic. So this one is coming from someone who we will call Mary. Okay, Mary's email begins with, "Hi ladies of BNE. My relationship with God has been through a lot of ups and downs. Siguro dahil hindi ko pa kilala ang sarili ko. I let my surroundings define who I was. Nung nagwo-work pa ako sa parish office, I used to wear very conservative clothes, as in mahabang palda. A year after that, may naka-live-in na ako kahit hindi buo ang loob ko kasi nga alam kong mali yun, pero sige na lang. Akala ko papapakasalan ako but I got cheated on instead. Now with my recent ex, I decided to try to amend my life and practice abstinence. He broke up with me. He's a good person, magkaiba lang kami ng beliefs. Magkaibigan pa rin kami hanggang ngayon, nagkakasama pa rin. Ang gusto ko sanang ma-achieve ay yung contentment, whether I have a special someone or not. Yung hindi ko i-question yung worth ko base sa inayawan ba ako o hindi. I come from a broken family, by the way, if that could explain anything about my situation. I want to have a personal relationship with Jesus. Hindi yung head level lang dahil nabasa, natutunan, narinig. Is it correct for me to think that this is the solution? How can I deepen my relationship with God? That is coming from Mary. Thoughts?
Well, thank you, Sis Mary. Or maybe because some parts are in Tagalog for those brothers and sisters or listeners who may be not understanding Tagalog, maybe you could share a little bit more about the situation of our letter sender Mary.
Mm,
She kind of was in different relationships, right?
yep.
This is more romantic relationships, and maybe there were few attempts that she tried to make the relationship successful, but then
Mhm.
it didn't work out, and now she's trying to find a solution where she could find contentment. Tama
Yep.
ba? Right? Is
Yeah.
that right? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so for me, thoughts so relatable. So relatable.
Same.
I think if I may, see Sam, or you want to go ahead?
No, go ahead,
Okay.
please. Yeah.
Yes,
I'm
I think
marinating.
because I didn't understand what relationship was, and I think as early as 14 years old was trying different types of relationship, but
Ah,
we
that's
didn't.
that right. Oh,
Yes,
wow. Okay.
competitive.
I'm competitive.
Competitive. Because it feels like if you're not in a relationship, then you're not in. So just for the sake of it, in short, you were trying to get the approval of men, or you're trying to just get in the crowd, but you didn't understand. And so from that time on, I think my life revolved around relationships or just finding things that will fulfill, like, what's my worth. So that's for me when it comes to relationship. But I think Sister Mary's concern, I think her last question, is it correct for me to think that this is the solution? How can I deepen my relationship with God? Later, maybe we could share a little bit more about how we came to this life of faith as well. How about you, Sis Sam?
I also find this super relatable. My story is similar in that when I started looking for God, the reason I started doing that was because things were falling apart in the romantic life department. And I've talked about this a few times publicly as well, because like you and like Mary, I was trying to look for my value, my worth, and it was based on external things, that could change. And so that could be a person, it could be, your job, it could be money, it could be like whatever you are now trying to base your worth on. And I realized that I was doing that. But that came kind of later on. I think when I look back to what my life was like or how I was doing, romantic relationships at that time, like, my standards were like all over the place. I didn't know, what I was looking for really. It was really just about, finding somebody, wanting to do the family thing. So I think just where I was coming from, it is completely different now. I'm still not married. I am in a relationship, but how I view relationships and what I look for and how I do relationships change completely. But let's maybe address, the important points in this letter one by one. Number one, letting my surroundings define me.
Mm.
I think a lot of us do this. Society tells you that at a certain point in your life, you should be ticking off these boxes on your list, right?
Yeah, I'm laughing because I would remember, because like what you said, like society would dictate a lot the ideals or the
Mm-mm.
conventional things where you should fit in. For example, I would go to parties and then they would ask me in Tagalog, hindi ka pa ba mag-aasawa? Yung mga ganyan. Is there like an age where it says that you should? It's because that's the convention and that's the majority thing. So I would like joke them, okay, I'm gonna put something here. Please don't ask this question anymore. And then they just got tired. Exactly, right? And it's easy to feel not belong if
Mm.
you're not one of those who are okay at this age, or you should be in this type of work at this point in your life, etc., etc. You can fall on those pits, Sam.
Yeah, and I think, it's just kind of part of the, human experience, I suppose, like feeling peer pressured or
Mhm.
feeling like you have to hit certain milestones at a certain age. But personally for me, like when I started having this relationship with God and basing my life decisions on what I thought might be pleasing to God, yes, I was kind of breaking away from the mold already of what society was kind of telling you, you were supposed to be. And that I found to be very freeing. I think that is like the kind of freedom that comes with, living my life according to the faith and not what man thinks is, proper or, yung mga pressure na external pressures na ganyan.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Even in the social media, for example, to be honest,
I think she's stuck again. But yes, I think social media definitely plays a huge role. And if you can, we're all on there and we are scrolling, admit it or not. We're scrolling at night. It's been an hour. We're still there. But if we can maybe keep it at bay so that it doesn't take over your life, um, that would be a good place to be. Okay. The next point that I want to hit. While I wait for Sis Camille to come back, maybe we can look at the comments here. Yes, thank you all so much for joining us. We are live streaming every Saturday at 11 a.m. and we invite all of you to please like, share, and comment. We want to say hello to everyone who they're tuned in from different parts of the country. We have Bulacan area, Pangasinan, in the light of Zion's grace. Thank you. Uh, oh gosh. Okay. Pampanga. Hello. Rodriguez Rizal. Zambales. Hi, everybody. I want to say hi to Mr. Arturo Tizon. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday. He is 67 years old. My goodness. Happy birthday, Brother Arturo. Sis Camille is back. We are trying to just reframe her a little bit. Watching from Rainforest Pasig. Miss Marivic, thank you. She says, one of my favorite fruits is durian. Ah, a woman after my own heart. We can share my durian. Okay. Sir John Bacani, hello. He wants a little shout out. Okay, you're back. Sis
I'm
Camille,
back.
hi.
I don't know what's happening. I'm so sorry about that. And yeah, I was
It's
hearing
okay.
Dorian again from Brothers and Sisters. So yeah, I was saying, Sis Sam, when, before I would look at the social media and then I would see my friends, oh, they're in a relationship, they're getting married. I was like, ikiklik ko ba tong heart button? Siguro, sa atin, that I very, the sincerity of being happy is there. But sometimes you kind of feel like, oh, sana ako rin. Parang, I would find parang delight just because I will not be happy if I'm not in a relationship, because they seem to be happy because they're in a relationship. But like
Mm,
what you said, it really became different. It was like 180 degrees change when parang, why do I even need something or someone for me to be fulfilled and contented? So I
yeah.
think that's what really changed when I learned the word and I learned more about God. Yeah.
Which then leads us to the next point. It's 2 points actually, which I think I can lump together, which is contentment. Having that contentment, whether I have someone special or not, and not questioning my worth based on someone's acceptance of me. You know,
Mm.
um, what are your thoughts on that?
You
That
know,
desire, yeah.
yes, this conversation we had earlier on before the live, sister said like we can't really. It's the hardest part where you're trying to achieve a contentment. This part where you're really contented because, for example, you want a million today. Tomorrow, I when I gain a million, then I would want 2 million, and then etc. etc. Right?
It's
So
never enough.
it's never enough, never.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I was just kidding.
never been. Okay, sorry.
Oh,
Competitive.
oh, competitive. Yeah. So where were we? So it's gonna be enough. So I think what this world would really offer, and in the Bible, it's also biblical because that's how the enemy would do. It will try to lure you from things away from God, because
Mm.
God, he right now who owns the world is not God yet, but he's trying to regain it. So what the world will do is just to lure us with things that are temporary. But godliness and contentment is great gain. There's a verse in First Timothy chapter 6 that says there, if you are contented, then that's godliness. So that's hard to achieve. It's
Mm.
going to be an ongoing process until we reach that point where everything is fulfilled and we won't need anything of this anymore, if
You
that makes
know,
sense.
yes, yes, it absolutely does. And I think the word that stood out to me there was while I was listening to you was temporary. Contentment that is based on a special someone, or whatever material thing that is in the world. These things are all temporary. As much as, of course, we work so hard to keep them and hold on to them. But really, honestly, we have no idea what's going to happen. Tomorrow you could lose all that. I
Mm.
do, I regularly guest on this other podcast called Good Times with Mo again, and and that's really also a format where people call in with their problems of whatever kind of problems, and a majority have to do with like love life problems, right? you know and like it's so every time I'm on there I'm thinking like, you know what, this is, and I think this is what happens like when we base our happiness and contentment on, say, another imperfect human being, because there's no one who is perfect, then that is how fragile our happiness and contentment becomes. So, what is the solution? We have to now base it on something that is unchanging, something that is permanent, something that is eternal, something that is all goodness and love, and that's God.
Mm.
So, to answer Sis Mary's question, is it correct for me to think that this is the solution of like, finding a relationship with God to solve all this, these issues about not finding contentment and happiness in other things, other people? Yes.
Mm.
I think the simple answer to that, yes, I think this is the correct solution. So then let's go to the next point, which is I want a personal relationship with God. And so, how can I do that? How can I deepen my relationship with God? And that
Mm.
would be our main point, the main question for today.
Right, right. If I could just add on to what you said, yes, this is
Mm-hmm.
the solution. Because
Mm-hmm.
even for myself, for example, like, okay, I find what can I hold on to, not the temporary things. But on top of that, it's not going
There she goes again. Okay, third time's the charm. Hopefully, this is the last time. What was she saying? Okay, I I will just take it from here. I having a personal relationship with God. How do I deepen my relationship with God? Sis Camille touched on it earlier, and it's my personal experience as well. And I think we discussed this on an episode that we did recently about love. We were talking about love. Hey, you're back. I'll just
am
continue
I?
on. Yeah, you're back. I'm just going to
Okay,
continue on a
okay.
little bit with
Sorry.
what I was saying.
Yes, please.
Remember the episode that we did about love, Sis Camille, not too
Mm-hmm.
long ago? So,
Yes.
yes. And while I was thinking about this email, I was reminded of that episode because we were, parang there was something I didn't get to say, which was when you say that you love somebody, but you don't know them very well, that's not love, that's infatuation. And I know this from personal experience because I was that girl.
Mm-hmm.
I was, I would
Mm-hmm.
meet somebody and then it would be like electric, chemistry, so much attraction, ganyan. So I would mistake that feeling as like being in love, But, things would happen very quickly, and I didn't really fully know this person, which then, of course, leads to the relationship inevitably coming to a pretty sad end. So
Mm.
when I look back at that, my thinking is like, well, that's because you didn't really get to know the person. And so how can you really say love someone when you don't know them? So I say that to answer the question of how can I deepen my relationship with God is as you do when you meet somebody, you start dating, spend time with them, start finding out what do they like, what do they not like, what are their quirks, what are their dreams in life, what is their ambition, what makes them happy, yung mga
Mm.
ganyan. So you have to do the same thing with God as well. And we do that by following and studying his word. Because John chapter 1 verse 1, God is
Exactly.
the
Mhm.
word. God is the word because God is spirit. He can't
Right,
be
right.
in our faces saying, like, come sit down with me and have a chat. I'm sure he'd love to. The Bible also explains why that is the case. But until that time comes, the best we can do to get to know God is to get into his word because it's all there. We can know the characteristics that he has, the things that he desires, the plan, his objective. What is he trying to fulfill? Like, what is the end goal here? What does God want to
Mm.
do? And if I love him, I should be able to support him. We support our loved ones in life, right? By helping out
Right,
with their cause. It's really pretty much the same thing, was what I
right,
was
right.
thinking about. Yeah.
Mm, mm, mm. Yes, and when you say relationship, like for example, I always got this question, like, do you believe in love at first sight? You like what you said, you can, but oh, I fell in love with him instantly.
Yeah.
You have to get to know the person, and
Uh-uh.
I think it was this. There was an episode in one of the Bible Bites, if I'm not
Mm,
mistaken, in another social media site where we're sharing the word as well. It says there that God is a jealous God. So for my life of faith, for example, si Sam, I know before I came to the revealed word that I was with God. Feeling ko kasama ko si God. Okay, God, thank you so much. You blessed me with this new, for example, career, new relationship. If this is about you, please bless it. Because it's like us shaping who God is according to what we know or according to
mm,
what we want. Tapos pag hindi siya nag-fit, if it doesn't fit in the puzzle that you're trying to create, God, you know what? I don't think, it's clicking, and then your relationship natin with God will suddenly be shaken. Because we don't even have a relationship in the first place because we don't know God. We're just trying to build a lot of images about Him. Or maybe when we open the verse, or God is like this. But like what you said, God could be angry. God is a jealous God. God is a loving God. God is a faithful God. God is a creator. There's a lot. But if we're just going to take some bits and pieces and then we're just going to get and compartmentalize him based on how we will live our life, then I don't think that's possible to really make a relationship with someone, even for people,
right.
right? So
Yes, you
yeah,
can't
that's my
just
take on it. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. If you really want to be fully in a relationship with person, you need to take all of that person. You
Mhm.
can't just, hindi ka pwedeng fair weather friend na, just the good times lang, or you just take the things that you like about this person. Like, I mean, you're in it fully, fully.
Right.
And to do that with God, you also have to get to know him. Another thing that I was thinking about, Sis Camille, is um when I started learning more about God and studying the word and really desiring now to, kind of change my life according to the teachings that we find in the Bible, right? Of course, that's not easy because, I mean, change is hard. And I have been a certain way for a long time. And so to kind of break away from my very set ways, hindi madali. And I think, but I think God is very patient.
Hmm.
He knows that sometimes these changes can be overwhelming. So he allows you to take your time with it. He's really such a good father. He's gentle. He invites you and
Mm.
just kind of cheers you on almost like because he wants you to come and fully be his daughter. For me, my experience was, I examined the stuff. I decided to make some changes here and there. In short, it wasn't an overnight process, and I didn't feel like God was asking that of me. So when I was looking at, Sis Mary's email, I was thinking, she was maybe like pretty disappointed in herself. That was the
Mm,
the feeling that I got na, I know that this is wrong and yet here I am.
mm,
God knows how imperfect and weak we are. Does that give us reason to continue on in those ways? Of course not. But I think God is so much more merciful than we imagine him to be. And so I think if you can just take it one step at a time, change little things here and there. But more than anything, start that relationship with God by looking into the Word, because that is really where it all begins. You have to get to know the person that you want to be in a relationship with. And it's a give and take, as with any relationship.
mm,
Okay, you learn something. Okay, God, I'm going to try and do this now. I will really try to adopt this and, make changes. And then he will also help you and show you, like, this is maybe the better way to go. Like, there's really a beautiful back and forth
mm.
with God that
Yeah.
I think you can feel in your life. What do you
Mm.
think?
Yes, I want to echo on what you said about her being disappointed about herself rather,
Mm-mm.
because as we know God in the Bible, you also get to know yourself. And that's what I didn't know about. Parang, ba't ganito ba ako? Parati na lang,
Oh,
failed relationship. Why do I always do this? Why do I always do that? It's because I don't know myself also. And it's not really hate, but, because you don't know yourself, you try to find your identity in other things or in other people. And then kung sino yung ka-relationship mo, then that's who you are. But when you know God, like what you said, I remember when you were saying that you don't just take the things that you like about God. Because for example, for my mom and dad, hindi naman pwedeng pag naghihilik yung tatay ko, aalis yung nanay ko. Yun what
oh my
I'm
gosh,
saying.
yours too? No, my dad.
Like,
Like,
okay, I love
wow.
you. When we date, even the snore, when you're irritated. And it's a give and take relationship. Because,
Yeah.
there's this, what they say, toxic relationship when you just give and give. And for God, oh my gosh, that's something I like. The more that we're open about the Bible, 6,000 years, si
Ugh.
Sam, oh my gosh, what was I doing? What am I complaining about? What can I give God? Because when you know how much God has given, how much heartbreak has He been, parang, and then you know that you're part of it, it's like it will really change you. Not overnight,
Mm.
like what you said. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So again, that feeling of, and self-hatred is a very real thing for a lot of people, right?
Mhm.
But just the feelings of guilt and disappointment in yourself, regret, all that is absolutely relatable. But I think that is what's so beautiful as you come into a relationship with God. He can really heal those things and
Mm.
renew you. And now, when I look back at my life and the things that I regret, I can say to God, you know what? If you can use this to glorify you, because now I can talk about these things and say, like, this is how God changed me. This is what I used to be. And I am now in this place where, things have changed and my views have shifted. And it's not because of me, it's because of God. If He can
Amen.
use all that, yeah, like that's amazing. Glory to God. So,
Right.
yeah, Sis Mary, I hope that helps you. Do you want to add anything else, Sis
No,
Camille?
just also related to that. The saying "born again" before when
Mm.
like, oh, born
Mm.
again, and then, oh, okay, I'm born again, and then maybe 1 week threshold, 1 week. I feel I'm a changed woman, and then after that, what happened? Where is this born again, Camille? Because I didn't understand that born again, we have to have the seed,
Mm.
and I really like what you said that it's a journey because we could get disappointed once you think you're in the life of faith, you expect changes quickly about yourself, and then it doesn't happen. But when you experience the journey, once you're together with God, like what has been mentioned earlier in John chapter 1, verse 1, God is the word. And once He's there, you can really experience His journey with you, holding your hand with the word.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think
And
that's what so beautiful.
yeah,
That,
and again, once you start that relationship with God, it's not going to be perfect. Still,
mm,
to this day, we stumble here and there, but it's okay. God is always just saying, "Well, get back up. It's all right." We don't just we don't give up now. It's about making that decision to stand back up again, try again, because God is really just going to be there to hold your hand through it as long as you're willing to,
Mm,
keep working
mm.
and, make sure that we obey and, live our lives the way God desires us to live it. And really, that is, I think, where ultimate joy can be found.
My
You know,
forever.
yeah, yan ang may forever. Yan naman talaga yung may
Hashtag my forever, my
forever.
eternity.
Oo,
Yeah.
talaga. Okay. I mean, it's almost like it's very difficult to express in words,
Mm-hmm.
but to Sis Mary who wrote to us and opened up about this, I hope this gives you some encouragement. And yes, absolutely, the solution is to start a relationship with God, and you can do that today by getting to know him, and we do that by looking into the word, we study the Bible. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Sis Camille.
No, I was just about to say na kaya this is how, because it has changed us. Kaya ganito na lang yung, if you've tasted a really really good meal that really changed you and did something different about you, bakit hindi mo man siya i-share sa iba,
Oo
right?
naman. 'Di ba we
Yun,
post
yun eh.
We post about it on social media pa nga, like, guys, oh my gosh, I don't want to gatekeep this restaurant. I think you should all
Ayun,
go and try the food here. Parang ganun lang to.
exactly. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so on that note, let's talk about the different courses that we offer, perhaps. Not different courses, sorry. We always offer the same thing, right? The Zion Christian Mission Center has a theology course that we offer to anyone and everyone. This is absolutely free, but you might have different needs depending on like who you are and where you are in life. Like if you're just a regular churchgoer like Sis Camille and I, we have a class for you. Then if you're a pastor, obviously your needs would be different. So we have a special class for that as well. We have international class. Okay, let's follow the transition of the posters. Next, we have the uplifting minds. Okay, so if you are 13 to 17, ayan, iba rin yung needs nun. So you
Mhm.
might want to check this out if you'd like to get into the word at such a young age. How wonderful. Next poster, please. International. Would you like to take it from here, Sis Camille?
Yes, and I believe we have international friends also tune in right now, or those who are commenting. If you're going to be able to watch this after, hello to all of you. It's very difficult. We have international students who wake up at 3 a.m. their time just to
Wow.
join. And not only that, they cross the rivers and the mountains, literally, just to hear the word. So, you know
Mhm.
how sometimes our students would have just one device and very difficult with internet connection, because they have perceived the word so much, they would really literally cross any boundaries just to hear the word. So this is for you. And all this are free as long as you have your internet connection, your Zoom. And of course, if you are a busy person, we also have this self-paced study. And this is also absolutely free, and 4 months lang siya. So you can take it in your own time, your own schedule as well. And then if you still want to meet, na hindi ko to naiintindihan after watching, the teachers and instructors are there for you also, so we could answer your questions. Ayan, meron mga instructor training then if in the future, okay, ayoko lang maging students, I also want to teach the word, of course, that is also available.
Awesome. Okay. You're right. We do have a lot of people who are tuned into the live stream right now, and yes, internationally as well. I want to say hello to Miss, is it Nive Lin? She is watching from Vietnam. Do you want to go through some of the comments here before
Oh,
we,
sure.
yeah, call
Yes.
it a day? I like this comment. Miss Maranil says, true. We know God based only on our thinking, but it's completely amazing pala based on the Bible. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like when we look into the Bible, we can also see, like through the eyes of God, how He looks at us and how He feels about us, what He desires for us. So again, there could be a paradigm shift in how we view ourselves when we look into the Word.
Right. Yes. Hello, Sis Marinelle. Thank you for that comment. And I'm not able to see some comments, Sis.
It's okay. She also
Yeah.
goes on to say, it may be change on our ends, but for God, I believe it's really His plan for us, not to be broken and stumbled, but finding contentment and seeing who we really are, His precious creation. Correct. Being broken and being in this state of not being able to find contentment, like that is, of course, not what God desires for us.
Hmm.
And I think a lot of people are very quick to blame God for all the misfortunes in our lives. But again, when you look into the Bible, um, He's really not deserving of that because none
Hmm.
none of these things come from Him.
Right. I was meaning to say there's a verse that really clicked to me when I understood how God really wants to heal everyone.
Mm.
In Revelation, the healing of all nations, like he literally wants his word to be spread so that everyone could have that healing. Because like what you said, it's not something that God really desires for anyone. Sino bang magkakagustong masaktan yung anak niya?
Exactly, exactly. It's amazing how if we look at, our relationships with our loved ones, whether that's family, friends, a romantic relationship, there are really so many parallels talaga with how we relate to God as well.
Mm.
But again, these are things that I did not think about prior to studying the Bible, which is why we keep talking about it. Sis Christelle, who is in Davao, says true contentment is found not in the abundance of things, but in the assurance of God's presence. In Him, we find peace that surpasses understanding, joy that is unshaken by circumstance, and a deep satisfaction that the world cannot offer. That is absolutely true. And beautifully said. Thank you so much,
Oh.
Sis Christelle. We also want to say hi to our friends over at Batangas Big 101.5 FM. Doc J! Hi! All of our friends who work at this station. We've been to this station in Batangas, Sis Camille. They are
Oh,
always so welcoming. And we have talked about Zion Christian Mission Center and New Heaven and New Earth, all that good stuff over there. Doc J, thank you so much for joining us.
I was able
Okay.
to watch that episode with Instructor
Ah,
Lee and Instructor Harold, and I think,
correct.
yes, Brother Romel. Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes. That's right.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, so again, we want to say thank you so much to all of you, wherever you may be watching us. We are so happy that you could join us. I hope you were able to pick up something that could be of help to your own faith lives as well. We have a few things that we want to remind you of. There are some
Yes.
ganaps that are going down.
Maraming ganaps. Who
Hmm.
else?
Let's start with Ayan. Go, Sis Camille.
Oh, yes. Because for example, pamangkins, they really love K-pop. So
Mm.
there's going to be an event, and this is tonight, 7 p.m. It's Korea's Got Talent. And si Sam, do you mind? Kasi meron ditong, tama ba ako, Hanggol?
Ah, yeah,
Where
yeah,
it
yeah.
briefly describes what this event is about. Can you read it for us in
Yes.
Korean?
Yes, it says Korea's Got Talent, and then on the in the middle of the poster beside the microphone it says 친한 친구 노래방, which means like this is a norebang for good friends. Do you know what a
Norebang.
norebang is?
Is it a fellowship? Norebang? No?
Norebang is like, 'di ba when you go to karaoke, you guys are all in a room together and then you guys are, singing and eating, like that's a norebang. That's what you call a norebang in Korean.
Oh.
So basically
So
the
parang
event
karaoke.
So basically
Hmm.
the event is you guys join through, I'm assuming this is an online event. So tonight at 7 p.m., as long as you register to join, you can come and it's gonna be singing and dancing to K-pop lang ba? Baka naman kahit anong song
Any
pwede.
song, yes.
Uh-uh.
And the link will be posted. Pero while it's being posted, si Sam, baka pwede kami
Ha?
Sir Korean. It doesn't have to
Choppy,
be
choppy,
Korean.
choppy, choppy, what?
No, I think I'm very stable. Very stable. So, ano,
Sample?
yung
Sample ba to?
go-to mo. Ipipindutin ko. Sige, give me the number.
Oh my
Eight, eight,
gosh!
5.
Kung K-pop, ano ba?
Ayan na.
Um, I will, this, I dedicate the song to God. Oh,
Oh.
I'm sure you're familiar with the song, like, I want nobody, nobody but you. I want no.
Gusto ko yung
Okay,
may dance.
that's the end of the
Eh,
show.
for God,
We're
di ba? Hindi
done.
lang kanta, may sayaw. How about sa
Oh my
English naman? Last na,
gosh.
last na, last.
English song.
Yes, yes. What's your go-to karaoke song?
If you wanna be my lover. Uh, oh, this is
Okay.
so awkward. This is so awkward. Oh my
So
gosh. What?
dahil dyan,
Oh,
ako, mga emo kasi yung mga karaoke song kasi sa amin.
what is it? What's yours?
Mga Bed of Roses, mga ganyan.
Oh,
I don't
are
know.
you a rocker?
No, no, I don't sing low key or low to. I'm just kidding. Biro lang, biro lang. I'm more of the palakpak lang and cheer. But I think this is gonna be fun. So it's again open to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have Zoom and there's just a registration link which will be posted, and it might have been posted already, please register. It's going to be today, 7 p.m. And not only this, yata.
Ooh, look at this poster. This is an event called Love and Unity Towards Strong Bond of Believers of Today, presented by the International Pastors Association for Peace. So, this is a group that calls on all pastors, regardless of your denomination. Let's become united. And of course, as people who are trying to bring people closer to God, I'm sure they feel like, okay, we have to be a good example. We have to lead by
Mhm.
example. We have to be the ones who unite first and, love one another. And I think, the word is a very powerful instrument in making that possible. So this is happening on October 25. That's a Friday. And this is a seminar that will be given by Mr. David Carcalias, who is the head of the Manila Church of New Heaven and New Earth. So we invite you to register. If you'd like to do that, you can contact Rachel Lim at 0992-611-3724. All of these details will be included in the comment section so you can refer to that. Okay, let's talk about the event poster that we have up there. Okay, this is the New Heaven and New Earth open worship service. Some of you might be curious, to listen to the word of God as it is preached here in New Heaven, New Earth. And we are making this available to all people. It doesn't matter like which church you're going to right now or which denomination you're a part of. This is open to everybody. And Sis Camille and I also make appearances in the open worship service. We do this on Wednesdays at 7 p.m., which is really more like a prayer gathering. We
Mm.
just really like to pray together for each other, for our own petitions. And then on Sundays, we do this at 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. So again, all the info that you need, we will include in the comments section.
Yes, I
Okay.
really like this service, si Sam, because
Mhm.
we when we saw some participants, they're tuned in one Zoom or one laptop, and then all the families there. So if
Yeah.
you are having difficulty in accessing, for example, your physical church, and you just want to worship together, you can just log in the Zoom link, and then you can bring in your family, and we could praise and worship there, and of course, hear the word every Sunday.
Yes.
So it's a very
Please.
special, yes.
Yeah, invite your friends, your loved ones, your family, whoever. Come as a group. We'd love to see that. Okay, so we are now just about ready to wrap up this episode. Any last words, Sis Camille?
Just excited for those. We have a lot of classes going on, so please give it a try. It could just be an hour, and if you think you're going to like it, you can continue. But if not, you can also ask questions, and we're just going to be excited to meet you in the different classes as well.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you there. We want to thank Mary, who
Mm.
was, brave enough to open up about this struggle and wrote to us about it. If you'd like to do the same, we'd love to hear from you. Best News Ever Podcast at gmail.com is the email address. We are back next Saturday at 11 a.m. Hopefully, Sistina will be around to join us
Thank you,
too.
Sistina.
Yeah, until then, you guys take care and we'll see you next time. Love you. Happy weekend. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.